We'll call to order the City of Douglasville City Council regular meeting for tonight, which is March the 15th. Our invocation will be done by Reverend Dr. Francisco Artley of Poseyville United Methodist Church. We're happy to have you here. He's on our Planning Commission as well, our chair. And after that, we'll have the Pledge of Allegiance, which will be led by the Mayor Pro Tem. Please stand for the invocation.
Thank you, ma'am. I'm glad I could be here to offer some prayer in my other capacity. In Paul's letter to Timothy, he writes, "For this reason I remind you to fan into the flame the gift of God which is in you through the laying on of my hands. For the Spirit of God gave us does not make us timid, but gives us power, love, and self-discipline. So do not be ashamed of the testimony about our Lord or of me, his prisoner. Rather, join with me in the suffering for the gospel by the power of God. He has saved us and called us to a holy life, not because of anything we have done, but because of his own purpose and grace." So join him in suffering with all of us. Let us pray. Gracious Heavenly Father, Lord, I thank you for this wonderful day that you have given us. And Lord, I just ask and pray for blessings upon our city council, Lord, and our mayor. I ask that you give them wisdom and guidance, that the decisions they make are pleasing to you, Lord, that they take you into consideration in their everyday actions, Lord, and that they are willing to suffer for the sake of the gospel and for you, Lord. And I just thank you for them and ask that you bless them. I ask that you bless this meeting. I ask that you bless all that have come, and I ask for safe travels for everyone that has come here and on their way home. We just pray all of this in Jesus' name. Amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic
of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you so much, Mayor Pro Tem and Dr. Artley. We appreciate you coming in and offering the invocation and prayer. We will go through the announcements and presentations, and then we'll get on with the meeting and with the agenda that is printed outside or on your screen. I'd like to welcome you to the Douglasville City Council regular voting meeting. My name is Rochelle Robinson. I'm mayor of the city of Douglasville. Tonight's meeting is being conducted in whole or in part by teleconference. We do have one elected official that is on the line, and we have individuals from the community that are signed up to speak during that time of a public hearing. So I will ask for council member, when I call your name, if you would please respond in the affirmative of being present. Councilmember Dr. LaShawn Burdanley. Are you present?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you so much. This
Yes,
is an
ma'am,
open
I'm
meeting.
present.
Yes,
You're
ma'am,
welcome.
we heard you. This is an open meeting of the Douglasville Mayor and City Council. It's being conducted by teleconference consistent with the official code of Georgia annotated section 50-14-1G due to emergency conditions involving public safety in order to mitigate the transmission of the coronavirus and to reduce the risk of COVID-19 illness. That code section, which you can find posted with agenda materials for this meeting, allows for local governments to meet in whole or in part by teleconference in the event of an emergency, so long as means are afforded for the public to have simultaneous access to the teleconference meeting. For this meeting, we are convening partially by Zoom software as shown on the city's website, describing how the public may join, which is via YouTube media platform. This is a City Council regular meeting of agenda items for official action will be taken tonight on the items that were discussed last Thursday at the legislative work session. If the business you are here for is not listed as an agenda item, there will be ample time under the item comments from citizens and delegates sections for you to discuss your business. There are a few protocol issues I'd like to make you aware of before we start the meeting, and after that, we will go on with the meeting. And I know that our Assistant City Manager has told us that we do have people signed up to speak, and the chairperson will acknowledge you at that time, and then you have 5 minutes to speak. I will ask that you will please keep your comments and presentations on a professional level dealing with the facts that are important for this governing body to make our decision. We will not accept comments that are considered by the chair to be of a personal attack on any individual or group of individuals. You'll receive a warning from the chair, and if you deviate from this requirement, a second deviation will result in you not being able to continue to speak. Only one person speaking at a time. Please do not applaud or react to speakers or speak from the audience, cheer, or carry on a conversation outside of directing all of your comments to the chair. I'll remind you that we're only required to accept public comments on zoning matters, and if you have any printed materials, please give those printed materials to our Assistant City Clerk, Ms. Candace. If you have a cell phone or electronic device, we'll ask that you'll put those in silent mode. And this is how the agenda items will be handled. The committee chairperson will read the agenda item, then that person representing that agenda item or applicant will make his or her presentation, and that will be that person's opportunity to present. Myself and council members will possibly ask clarifying questions to help us make our decision. After that, the committee chairperson will ask for comments or statements from the audience. There is a maximum of 20 minutes for those in favor of the item and 20 minutes for those in opposition, and each person has 5 minutes to speak. Prior to the approaching the microphone, we ask that you would please give your name and address for the record so that the Assistant City Clerk will have that information. If you're on the phone or joining us social media, we ask that you would give your name and address as well. And each person has one opportunity to speak, no reappearances. You have that time, you have 5 minutes. In totality, each side has 20 minutes, so you can split the time up, and the city clerk will let us know how much time we have for each side. Each person, again, has one opportunity. This is not a question and answer format, not a debate format. We're just here to hear your information. Take that into consideration and make our decision. Again, please state your name and address for the record. And that is all that we have. Please put your phones in silent mode, and it'll go a little differently than it was at the work session. It'll go a little bit quicker. So if you would like to make any comments that are not repetitive from last Thursday, any new information, we'll ask that you'll do that at the time that we bring your committee or agenda item up under those committees. Now I will open the floor. We'll go on to item number 5. The minutes of the legislative work session and executive sessions of February 25th, 2021, and the regular meeting of March 1st, 2021. I told everybody else to turn their phone off. Let me turn mine off. I apologize. So open the floor for a motion to approve the minutes of the legislative work session and executive sessions of February 25th, 2021, and regular meetings of March 1st, 2021. I'll put the motion on the floor and accept.
Make a motion to approve.
Thank you. Thank you so much. The motion has been properly moved and second, moved by Councilmember Adams and second by Mayor Pro Tem Miller to approve the minutes. Do we have any questions or comments as it relates to the minutes? Any deletions, corrections from council members? Dr. Burdanley, you see anything?
No, ma'am.
Okay, thank you so much. All of
You're
those in
welcome.
favor of approving the minutes, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. The ayes have it, the minutes are approved. Now we'll move on to the consent agenda. I open the floor for a motion to approve the consent agenda as presented. Thank you so much, Councilmember Adams. We have a motion to approve the consent agenda. Is there a second?
Second.
Thank you. It's been properly moved in second to approve the consent agenda. Do we have any additional comments or questions from council members? Any further discussion? Dr. Burdanley? I haven't
No,
heard-
ma'am.
Thank you so much. All those in favor of approving the consent agenda, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. The ayes have it. The consent agenda is approved unanimously. We'll move on then to Economic Development Committee. That's chaired by Councilmember Mayor Pro Tem Terry Miller.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. We have no business at this time under the Economic Development Committee.
Thank you, sir. Finance Committee, that's chaired by Councilmember Mark Adams.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. We have no business tonight under finance.
Thank you so much, sir. Housing and Community Affairs Committee, that's chaired by Councilmember Dr. LaShawn Burdanley.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. No items tonight.
Thank you, ma'am. Legislative and Intergovernmental Committee, that's chaired by
You're welcome.
Councilmember, yes, ma'am. Legislative and Intergovernmental Committee, that's chaired by Councilmember Samuel Davis.
No items at this time, Madam Mayor. We do have something that's coming up.
Did you refresh your agenda, Councilman
Let
Davis?
me refresh it.
We do have one item. If you would, there's also the attachment and supporting
Okay.
documentation.
I'm trying to turn
All
this.
right, I got it. Thank you, Derek. Yes, Madam Mayor. Item 8, approve the mayor. to expend funds for travel and training at the 2021 Conference for the National Coalition of 100 Black Women, INC. Ms. Linwood.
Thank you, Councilman Davis. During the committee's meeting earlier, Madam Mayor has expressed that she has been invited by other mayors to join the National Coalition of 100 Black Women. Under the current city ordinances, Madam Mayor is permitted to join any organizations as long as she is allowed so by her budget. However, even if she joined an organization, her expenses for training and travel must still be approved by the city council. Madam Mayor, at this time, we would like to ask the city council to approve the expense for funds for travel and training at the 2021 conference for the National Coalition of 100 Black Women.
Okay, thank you. Madam Mayor, I make a motion that we approve 21-135.
Second.
Thank you so much. It's been properly moved in second by Council Member, Mr. Chairman Davis, to approve item 21-135, and second by Councilmember Estes. Do we have any additional comments or questions from council members? Yes, sir,
I
Councilman
do,
Adams.
Madam Mayor. I'm just traveling on information that you've provided, that this is a part of one of the approved bodies that you already have approval on to be affiliated with. And if you could, please, I would just like to know, I'd like to verify that and like to know that the membership and the yearly dues would come out of your budget.
Yes, sir.
And I'm assuming that the travel that would be affiliated to that, if any, then would still come before this body for approval if it is out of state. Is that correct?
If it is out of state, but if she has the appropriate funds in her budget, she can expend those
Okay.
funds.
Okay.
Yes, sir. Do you want me to answer the question?
Please, yes, I'm just curious. I just don't know anything about it.
Yes, sir. It's part of the African American Mayors Association, which is approved on the list. You want me to read the list
No, ma'am.
just for the record?
No, you've done that in the committee meeting.
Okay.
No, ma'am.
Yes, sir. So it's a subcommittee of the African American Mayors Association. And this year is virtual, but I'm not certain if it'll be virtual next time, but I would stay within the parameters of the already approved budget, the annual budget that I'm given at our budget hearings, and I would not go outside of any travel, membership, or expenses and make a determination based on the boards and affiliations that I have. I would stay within those parameters. If something goes beyond that, then that's the year that I won't travel to that
Okay.
particular event.
Thank
Yes,
you
sir.
very much.
You're
Appreciate that.
welcome.
Okay,
Any additional comments or questions? I give it back to you, Mr. Chair. I have a motion to approve 21-135. It's moved by Councilman Adams and seconded by Councilman Estes.
Madam Mayor, I'm
Yes,
sorry.
ma'am. That's okay.
I'm sorry. I didn't get to ask a question. Madam Mayor, this is the 100 you stated is already a subcommittee, so this is not a fee for affiliation, application fee?
It is, yes, ma'am. But it's under
Okay,
the
so-
African American Mayors Association. Do you want to take it out of that, or the recommendation that you
I don't
could not
think we
be a
could-
part of that association unless you were nominated from other mayors? And my nominations are from Mayor of East Point, Mayor Ingram, and the Mayor of Louisiana, Mayor Broome. I was on a panel with them, and they nominated me from 2019.
Oh, okay. No, I don't think we can take it out from up under the subcommittee. I just wanted to make sure. I didn't hear earlier in the committee. I apologize. I didn't
That's
hear
okay.
where the nominations came from. Thank you for clarifying that.
Oh, you're welcome.
anyone else?
Okay. So no other questions or comments? All those in favor of approving item 21-135, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay?
Nay?
Okay. We have one nay, so majority wins. Approval is approved. 21-135 is approved.
That's all I have, Madam Mayor. Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you so much, Councilman Davis. We'll move on to Personnel and Organization Committee. That's chaired by Councilmember Chris Watts.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. We have no business tonight on personnel and organization.
Thank you, sir. Planning and Development Committee, that's chaired by Councilmember Mark Adams.
Thank you, Madam Mayor.
You're welcome.
We have several items tonight under planning and development. We will begin by holding a public hearing and consider a request for a special land use permit for a community recreation facility on property zoned R2, single-family residential detached district, being approximately 30.96 acres. 2280 Pine Drive, land lot 80, District 1, Section 5, parcels 43 and 55. Application by Exodus Ranch, care of Melody W. Pratt. Ms. Williams?
Patrice Williams, Community Development Director, 6701 Church Street. We have nothing new to add. I've not received any additional information from the applicant as well, so the case before you is what you heard on Thursday night.
Thank you, Ms. Williams. Is there anyone virtual that wanted to speak either for or against it we know of? We have anyone on the line?
No.
Okay.
No, sir.
Is there any new information that the applicant would provide since Thursday night? If so, you're welcome to come forward and present that information.
She said nothing new.
Okay. Is there anyone here that would like to speak in person concerning the application? This being a public hearing, as Madam Mayor's already given us those ground rules. Anyone here that would speak either for or against this item? Please come forward. Seeing none, then we'll close that portion of the public hearing. And I hope that this will be beneficial. I'm going to make a motion to approve this item, item 21-103.
Second.
Thank you so much. It's been properly moved in second, moved by the chair, Councilman Adams, and second by Councilman Estes to approve item 21-103. Do we have any additional comments or questions or any further deliberation from the elected body? Councilmember Burdanley?
No, ma'am.
Thank you so much. So it's been properly moved in second to approve 21-103. All of those in favor of approving this item, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. The ayes have it. 21-103 is unanimously approved.
Thank you, Madam Mayor, and
You're
thank
welcome.
you, Ms. Pratt, for your diligence and also for your hard work in this area. We look forward to working with you. Thank you very much. We'll go on to item B, hold a public hearing and consider a request for a change in zoning from PUD Planned Unit Development District to LI Light Industrial District in the Quality Growth Development Overlay District for 22.17 acres at 1330, 1340, 1346 Mount Vernon Road, land lot 715, District 18, Section 2, parcels 5, 8, and 15. Application by LBA Realty, care of Doug Dillard, and Ms. Williams is here to present for us.
Okay, Patrice Williams, Community Development Director, 6701 Church Street. At this time, staff has no additional information to add, but we do have the applicant with us tonight.
Thank you, Ms. Hampton. I do notice that we have some individuals that would like to speak virtually, so I will allow time with new information, please, for the applicant to come forward or their representative and to speak concerning this item. Please give us new information only.
Good evening, Mayor, Council, Mr. Chairman. My name is Baxter Russell, 1776 Peachtree Street, Northwest, Atlanta, Georgia. I have no new information to present tonight. I have a slight modification of our request from last week. Of course, we would ask that you approve this item, but at this time, in order to better take in the feedback that we heard from each of you last Thursday evening, as well as members of the community last Thursday evening, we're requesting tonight that you table consideration on this item until the mid-April dates. I believe that is April 15th for the work session and April 19th for the decision hearing. The reason we're requesting this tabling, as I've said, we got a lot of great feedback last week, but we need some time to make those changes, incorporate certain changes into our site plan. A few of those changes that we will definitely be making is presenting a request to staff through the administrative process, submitting for an alternative parking plan, whereby we will be reducing requesting to reduce the amount of parking spaces on our site. It will pull the parking lot further away from the street. Additionally, we are looking at other ways to modify the site plan, addressing the driveways on Mount Vernon, adding additional buffering, and some other items that our engineering team is exploring. Another thing that we'd like to do in that in-between time is hold and host community engagement meetings, whether those be electronically, as we're doing tonight, or in person. Try to do one of each so that we can engage residents and community members however they're best able to. But our request tonight is that you table this item so that we can make some modifications to address concerns that we heard. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Russell. I know that we have, pardon me, I know that we have individuals on virtual calls. So for the essence of time, you've heard the request. I know that it's being a public hearing, we still want to give opportunity for anyone to speak. Ms. Hampton, do you have anything you needed to add before I go forward with that? No. Okay. I'm going to allow, first of all, those that may be online or listening to us virtually to go forward. So I'm going to call on Steve Landry. If they are on virtually to speak, Mr. Landry, if you would come forth, give us your name and address for the record, and please let me stress that we want to hear new information only. Thank you.
Yes, Stephen Landry, address 1850 Jenny Lane, Lithia Springs, Georgia. I have no new information to give you, and I welcome the applicant's suggestion to table the matter to come up with possible alternatives and to have community outreach. I thank the applicant for that, and I thank you for this time. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Landry. And what about Ms. Deborah Landry?
Oh, sorry.
Did you have a comment, Ms. Landry?
Yes, I do. Oops. So my,
Ms. Landry,
I
could
would
you?
just like to add that
Ms. Landry,
I do welcome the postponement and have the community meeting. But I just wanted to add that Mount Vernon, as it stands even today, is extremely dangerous. When we pull out of Jenny Lane, there's a lot of blind spots. And I just want people to know also that the park signs, I've lived here for 6 years, and the park signs have been crashed into 5 times. There's 2 signs, and one of them has been hit 3 times, and the other one's been hit 2 times. And the park has rebuilt this. These are huge rock signs, and they've just, when they drive on this road with all the blind spots, it's just a lot of danger, and adding more traffic to the road is just going to probably lead to a death. And that's it.
thank you, Ms. Landry. I did have one report.
That's all.
All right, thank you, ma'am.
Thanks.
I did have one other person that I was told would be on virtually. Is Ms. Janet Stevens with us?
She's not.
Okay. So we have no one else on virtually. Is there anyone here personally that would come forward and provide new information concerning the application? First of all, if there's anyone here to speak in support, and if not, if there's anyone here to speak in opposition with new information, we welcome your comments. Please come forward.
Hello, Madam Mayor. My name is Perry White. I'm at 1885 Jenny Lane. I spoke the previous 2 times as well, so I won't bore you with another additional information. So one of the things we all looked at when we looked at the neighborhood is one of the biggest issues is actually coming out of Jenny Lane because there's a blind spot on the left-hand side. It's almost impossible to have a turn lane into their facility without putting a center turn lane in there. Otherwise, you're going to have a massive amount of accidents and crashes, more so than we do right now. We have a number of things we're glad to share with the developer. Obviously, we believe the keeping the Mount Vernon side more closed than open is preferable. But we have gotten together as a neighborhood, and we've looked at a number of things we can do to try to help the developer meet all our needs. And that's all I have.
Well, thank you, sir. Anyone else? Please come forward.
name is Ray Jose, residents of 1845 Jenny Lane.
Speak up, please.
My name is Ray Jose. I'm a resident of 1845 Jenny Lane, Lithia Springs, 30122. And I have no prepared notes, but my main concern is we have some elderly residents in Jenny Lane. And my in-laws are in their 80s and 70s, and they visit, they go in and out of Jenny Lane. And Mount Vernon Road is such a narrow road. There's no shoulder, and sometimes they're cyclists. And like Harry said, there's a blind spot. My concern is being elderly, and the residents are being elderly. They get older every year, of course. And there's difficulty in driving, and all of you, I know you have parents that are elderly, and I hope you can understand the current residents of Jenny Lane. We have several elderly couple. And I hate to imagine one of them being involved in an accident. And I'm sure all of you don't want your parents, grandparents, to be involved in such an accident. That's all. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir. Is there anyone else to speak? If so, please come forward, give us your name and address for the record, and we welcome your comments.
Hi. Pardon me. Hi, my name is Rick Martin. I'm a resident of 1830 Jenny Lane in Lithia Springs, and it's an honor to be here. As a resident, I just recently learned from my neighbors who are here regarding the proposal, and I wanted to share that for the 14 years that I've lived on Jenny Lane, there's some concerns regarding traffic. The biggest priority is the traffic. And when I say the traffic along Mount Vernon Road, I'm talking about the speed of motor vehicles back and forth from Sweetwater Creek State Park and to Lynch Road. I've personally witnessed overturned tractor trailers that are taking shortcuts coming through. And I've also witnessed, there are 2 school bus stops. So where one resident's concerned about the elderly, I can tell you I'm concerned about the children in bus stops at the apartment complex right around the corner. I just think that working with law enforcement and working with the park, there could be potential solutions, but just automatically building without really finding a solution for speed on Mount Vernon Road could offer potential disasters, and I think we all would want to avoid that. That's all. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Others? Anyone else? Okay, seeing none, then we will close this portion of the public hearing. Madam Mayor and Council, you all have heard the request by the developer. I'll open the floor for any questions or comments that anyone may have, and I'll begin with Coach Watts.
Mr. Chairman, just for clarification, and I can concur with the folks that talk about speed on that road, a lot, and it's a lot of traffic on that road certain times of day, and it's always moving fast. Is that a county road? Because you might want to reach out to the county and work with them on that particular problem, because it is a problem. And I'm not sure also, this is another question, I'm not sure, are trucks not banned on that road now, or? So that might be something the county might want to look at. I don't see any reason for a tractor trailer to even be on that road, to be honest with you. But anyway, those are 2 problems that I agree with the constituents about, but that is a county road. We don't have any jurisdiction on that, but
that's correct.
Anyway, thank you.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Others? Madam Mayor?
Thank you so much, Mr. Chairman, and that was really what I was going to talk about, is that we would have to have coordination and the, Mr. Russell to talk with the county, because that Mount Vernon and Jenny and all of those roads that are in question outside the development are county roads. So we don't have any jurisdiction over, or can't make any decisions on behalf of the county as far as transportation is concerned. It's good to see you, the community director, communications director, Mr. Martin. It's good to see you in good health. Thank you for coming out this evening, especially and all the citizens as well. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Others?
I'd just like
Councilman
to thank everyone for being willing to at least talk this through a little bit. It may come to nothing, it may come to an agreement and a compromise, but without the conversation back and forth, you know, we're lost. So thank you both, to both sides. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Councilman Elsman. Dr. Berdanley, you are with us virtually. Do you have a comment or question?
I do not. I am glad that, I'm sorry, I said I do not. No, I understand why the developer is requesting what they are. Thank you.
Yes, ma'am. Okay. Then in light of their request, I will make a motion that we table item 21-102 to the meetings of April 15th and April 19th in order to give the developer and the homeowners in the area an opportunity to meet and discuss the potential changes to their plan, which would hopefully make everything much better and hopefully come to some agreement, if they can, for the development in this area. My motion is to table.
Second.
Thank you. I think I had a hearty second. Did you get it, Ms. Acker? Pardon me? Councilman Estes. Okay, it's been properly moved in second by the chair of the committee, Councilman Adams, to table item 21-102 to the meetings of April the 15th and voting meeting April 19th, 2021, and seconded by Councilmember Estes. Do we have any additional comments or questions? And all this recommendation to table is requested by the applicant, Mr. Russell, but confirmed by the chair and the citizens to have more communications to work on this application. Do we have any additional comments or questions from council members? Councilmember Berdanley?
No, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you so much. You're welcome. All those in favor of tabling item 21-102 to the meetings of April 15th and April 19th, 2021, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you. Opposed, nay? The ayes have it. Item 21-102 is tabled to the meetings of April the 15th and 19th.
Thank you, Madam Mayor.
You're welcome.
We will move on then to item C. Hold a public hearing and consider a request for a special land use permit for a personal services tattoo studio and body piercing only on a property zoned PUD, plan unit development based zone of GC general commercial, being approximately 37.68 acres at 6700 Douglas Boulevard, land lot 23, District 1, Section 5, parcel 94. Application by James Vincent. Ms. Williams?
Okay, Patrice Williams, Community Development Director, 6701 Church Street. We have nothing to offer at this time, and we don't have anyone on the phones, on the call.
Okay, thank you, Ms. Williams. This being a public hearing, we need to give opportunity if there may be anyone here to speak, either for or against. We will open the floor for those persons to speak. Please come forward, give us your name and address for the record, and we welcome your comments. I see no one coming forward, either for or against. Just as a clarification, Ms. Williams, this is an application for special land use permit that is a part of the Arbor Place Mall, correct?
That is correct.
That is a space within the mall.
Yes, sir.
We're not giving a special land use permit for 37.68 acres. It's
That is
just
correct. You're
for
right.
space within the mall. Okay. Comments, questions, any input anyone would like to give? Seeing none, I'll make a motion to approve item 21-104.
Second.
Thank you so much. It's been properly moved in second to approve item 21-104, approved by the chair, the recommendation, and second by Councilmember Davis. Do we have any additional comments or questions from council members?
Madam Mayor, I would just like to thank Ms. Benson or Mr. Vinson, the applicant, for their patience in this. I know that they are owners of these types of establishments in other states, and I'm glad we're able to get this worked out, if so, that they can move forward.
Yes,
Thank
sir.
you.
You're welcome. Filling one of those vacancy positions in the mall. We want to continue to move business forward. Any other comments from council members? Thank you. Not hearing any. All those in favor of approving item 21-104, please say aye.
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 Thank you. Opposed, nay. The ayes have it. 21-104 is unanimously approved.
Moving on to item D.
Yes, sir.
Consider a request for plat approval for the purpose of splitting into 2 lots, 20.13 acres at Blairs Bridge Road, land lot 616, District 18, Section 2, Parcel 2. Application by Native Development Group LLC and East Group Properties LP. Ms. Williams?
Okay, Patrice Williams, Community Development Director, 6701 Church Street. This item does meet the requirements of the UDO. We recommend approval of this plat.
Thank you.
And we do have the applicant with us tonight.
Okay. Are there any questions or comments that Madam Mayor or City or Council would have of the applicant that we have not discussed, that we have not already discussed on Thursday? No comments? Make a motion that we approve item 21-124.
Thank you so much, Mr. Chairman. I have a motion to approve. Is there a second?
Second.
Thank you so much, Councilman Davis. It's been properly moved in second to approve item 21-124 by the chair, Councilman Adams, and second by Councilmember Davis. Do we have any additional comments or questions as relates to this item? Thank you. Not seeing any. Councilmember Byrd Danley? Okay, all
No,
those.
ma'am, thank you.
You're welcome. All those in favor of approving this item, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. The ayes have it. Item D is approved.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
We'll move on to the next item. Item E, hold a public hearing. Consider a request for a change in zoning from GC General Commercial District to LI Light Industrial District in the Quality Growth Development Overlay for 15.059 acres on Blairs Bridge Road for a portion of land lot 616. District 18, Section 2, Parcel 2, application by Native Development Group LLC and East Group Properties LP. Ms. Williams?
Okay, Patrice Williams, Community Development Director, 6701 Church Street. Item E does go with item D, and we do have the applicant with us, so if you have any questions, Mr. McGuire is here to answer any you may have.
Thank you very much. This is a public hearing. We need to give opportunity for any new information that needs to be provided, and so I'll start with the applicant if there is any new information that you need to provide us with.
Joe McGorry, 910 Davis Bend, Alpharetta, Georgia. No, sir, I have no new information
All
at this
righty,
time.
thank you. I'll give the opportunity for anyone to come and speak either for or against in person here this evening. Don't assume we have anyone on the call virtually to speak. Okay. I see no one coming to speak either for or against, so we will close that portion of the public hearing. Are there any questions that staff, I mean that the council or Madam Mayor may have for the applicant from Thursday night? All righty, seeing none, I make a motion that we approve item 21-107.
Second.
Thank you so much. It's been properly moved in second to approve item 21-107 by the chair, Councilman Adams, and second by Councilman Estes. Do we have any additional comments or questions as relates to this item? Any further discussion from council members? No? Councilmember Byrd Danley?
No, ma'am, thank you.
You're welcome. Not seeing any then. All those in favor of approving 21-107, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. The ayes have it. This item is unanimously approved.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
We'll move on to the last item. Item F, consider a resolution to impose a moratorium on the acceptance of applications relating to the establishment or expansion of small box discount stores, to define small box discount stores, to set an expiration date, and for other purposes. Ms. Woodward, you are going to update us or give us any additional information on this item. Do you have that?
At the last meeting, Councilman Miller did mention that he would like to see the proximity between stores that are within the city limits of Douglasville, and that has been provided this afternoon as an attachment to the agenda item. And you will see that the distances are labeled on the map. But there are some that are really too close to actually label. That means that they are in the same shopping center.
Okay. Questions, comments that anyone may have concerning this item as to the imposition of a moratorium? Yes, Madam Mayor.
Mr. Chairman, it's not a question, it's just a comment that I did receive a letter from the Dollar General, and I'm not certain if everyone has that or not, but it's in opposition. So I want to make certain that that was put into the record. I didn't want them to think that we ignored their concern. Thank you so much.
Any other questions or comments? Dr. LaShawn Burdanley, do you have any comment?
No comments, thank you.
Okay. I'm a little surprised we don't have any more discussion after everything we talked about on Thursday with this updated information. Okay. Well, seeing none then, I assume that the interest is still there, so I will make a motion that we approve this item 21-119 to consider a resolution for a moratorium.
Second.
Thank you so much, Mr. Chairman. It's been properly moved in second, moved by Chair Councilman Adams and second by Councilmember Watts to approve item 21-119. Do we have any additional comments or questions from council members? No, Mayor Pro Tem. Councilmember Burdanley?
No, ma'am, thank you so much.
You're welcome. So all those in favor of approving item 21-119, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. The ayes have it. Oh, aye. Yes, ma'am. Item F is unanimously approved, 21-119.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. That's all that we have tonight under Planning and Development Committee.
You're welcome. I will move on to Public Improvement and Beautification Committee. That's chaired by Councilmember Nicole Miller.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. We have no business this evening.
Thank you, ma'am. Public Relations Committee. That's chaired by Councilmember Howard Estes.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. No business tonight.
Thank you, sir. Public Safety Committee, chaired by Councilmember Samuel Davis.
No business tonight, Madam Mayor. Thank you.
You're welcome. Recreation, Culture, and Tourism Committee, chaired by Councilmember Chris Watts.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. We have no business tonight in Recreation, Culture, and Tourism.
Thank you, sir. Technology Committee, that's chaired by Councilmember Mayor Pro Tem Terry Miller.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. We have no business under the Technology Committee at this time.
Thank you, sir. Transportation Committee, that's chaired by Councilmember Dr. LaShawn Burdanley.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. We have no business under transportation tonight.
You're welcome. Do we have any other business to come before committees, not committees, I apologize, before council tonight for our regular meeting? Thank you. I would just like to say I appreciate you all voting to extend the membership. Would it be the pleasure of the council to extrapolate that subcommittee out and list it so that next time, if I have to go to the conference or something, you want to know that particular committee? Is that your pleasure, Mr. Chair?
Yes.
Okay, so I will get all the information and then for next year. Councilmember Burdanley, can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am, I can hear you very well.
Okay, so next time, for next year, we will take the 100 Black women out of the African American Mayors Association and put it up for a vote on that particular, it seems like that's what, I just want the comfortability of council members to make certain that you know exactly each group. So the chair said that would be his pleasure, and I'm seeing heads shaking, so we'll do that, and you all can vote it down or up for next year. So that's all I had under other business. Any other business from council members? Any other council member? Thank you. Not seeing anything, we'll go to updates from city staff. Our city attorney, Mr. Joel Dotson.
No business, Madam Mayor.
Thank you, sir. Staff attorney.
No business, Madam Mayor.
Thank you. Our chief of police, we have Deputy Chief Sue Ann Shaw.
No business, Madam Mayor. Thank you.
You're welcome. Our city manager, Ms. Marcia Hampton.
Just to let you all know, we do have an executive session to follow up from executive session on Thursday night.
Yes, ma'am. Do we have any staff reports?
No, ma'am.
Do we have comments from citizens and delegates? Do we have anyone signed up virtually to speak? Okay, we have anyone in the audience? If you do, please come forward, give your name and address for the record. You have 5 minutes to address us. I don't see any, so I will open the floor for an executive session, to adjourn into executive session to discuss a potential property disposition. And I will open the floor for a motion to do that. And after we take the motion and approve or not approve, we'll have a 5-minute recess.
So moved.
Thank you so much. Thank you. It's been properly moved by Councilmember Adams and second by Mayor Pro Tem to adjourn into executive session to discuss a potential property disposition after a 5-minute recess. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed,
Aye.
nay. Thank you, Councilmember Bordelli. The motion is approved. We are adjourning to executive session after a 5-minute recess.